Lads, tomorrow is the day of Arsenal versus Man City. Quickly,
Tomorrow I'm recording.
yeah, at the day of this recording this,
Yes.
tomorrow is Man City versus Arsenal.
Mm.
Firstly, biggest game in the Premier League so far. We can all agree, right? This is basically
It's a shame it is, man.
yeah, it's a
In
two-title
terms
challenger.
in terms of spectacles, yeah.
In terms of spectacles, in terms of what happened last season and how the tides changed last season.
No, just in terms of jeopardy, like what they have to lose,
and,
really.
Yeah, and this sort
only
of
unbeaten team in the Premier League so far, still right now.
Yeah, and then the reigning champions of the Premier League, and who inevitably end up winning it every year. Yeah, so it's interesting because obviously last season, not really. I guess when you played City was a nail on the head, right? It was a nail in the coffin when you lost to them at the Emirates. You're playing at the Emirates as well tomorrow, right?
But
when you lost to them at the Emirates, it was sort of the nail in the coffin because at that point it was like, you can feel something. You can feel something happening.
But again,
it was
like
the start of the storm.
We were meant to play them at this time of the season last season. Then obviously,
and it got delayed. Yeah.
So let's see if we actually play them earlier in the season, if we can do something different, because everyone knows at the start Man City are not the team that they normally are. Then
and you beat them at the Community Shield as well. Obviously,
yeah,
I know
that does not count.
There's only so much you can take from the Community Shield, but game's a game. The game's a game.
Yeah, it doesn't. The match doesn't count, but at least we got a feel of like. We saw Haaland against Saliba again. Saw what he can do.
And no Rodri, which is really important. Obviously, he's suspended because of the bad conduct.
De Bruyne's injured again. The guy that torments us every single time he plays.
I wouldn't be surprised if he magically came back tomorrow.
Bernardo Silva's back in training, but
and I'm interested to see if Gavardio will actually play as well.
Yeah,
you know the thing is, I think right now, I do actually not care about Man City's defense because I don't think no one can predict what the defense is going to be. Mm-hmm. So whether it's Gavardio, Ake, Akanji, Stones...
I feel like regardless of the rotation he uses now, there's a system in place that it doesn't really waver too much. Yeah. Everyone in that back line
knows their job.
Knows their job pretty well. My key thing, for me...
The only issue is now is that what they're going to have to counteract is the issue he was saying about Rodri. Yeah. Because of the defensive ability this guy had, that free roaming, whatever inverted fullback role that they used to play.
No, it would be hard. It would be hard because obviously Stones or whoever was to come into the midfield.
Okay, so who do you think is going to play CDM in this match? I don't think Phillips does not have
I don't think he's going to play a strict DM. You know,
I think it'll be Kovacic.
But I don't think
Kovacic is injured. As well.
He hasn't been playing, has he?
I thought the last game Calvin Phillips got brought on, so I thought that meant Mateus Nunes, Kovacic, and it would have been.
I thought I haven't seen.
Oh
Kovacic.
Snap! No! He played.
Or is this in the Champions League or?
No, this was in the Prem. The Wolves game. He played in the Wolves game.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, because I was gonna say they're coming off back-to-back losses as well.
But Kovacic can't do a role. He can't do it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Can, bro.
They don't. No. He can play there. But he's not a DM.
Bro,
he's not a DM.
You know, because you're forgetting now, we've got our full strength midfield to a degree back.
Yeah.
Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Rice, Havertz, whoever you want to include, all the rest of them.
Even Vieira.
They're all back. So whether the predicted three, it will probably be Partey, Rice, and Odegaard.
You think?
I just checked.
Just because we're going to need, for them when they transition, that defensive ability of Partey and Rice. And Rice, we know, can play the 6 and the 8.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he can play that higher role.
He'll provide the flexibility.
Yeah. I think that would be your best midfield three going into it. I just don't know if he'll rush Partey straight back.
But Partey's been back in training.
Has he been back in the squad recently, or just in training?
Yeah, but he's been there for a week now.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
And there's only one game now till international break, so it is what it is. And
how do you see the game going?
My honest opinion, I said 2-1 Arsenal, man.
Seriously?
But I've said I think Saka's gonna have a quiet game, and it's gonna be Trossard.
Is Trossard back? Trossard's back in there. Martinelli's not back.
Yeah, Martinelli's not back.
Yeah.
Trossard, I think, is gonna have a key role to play, and I think Odegaard is gonna.
To be fair, he's got a history with City, isn't it? Trossard.
But with Brighton, yes.
Yeah, he's got a hat-trick against him.
No, Saka's fit.
He's fit.
He's
playing. He's playing.
I think he'll play. I think regardless of his condition, I think Arteta will start him.
And then, anyways, but I feel like I've said this, and I feel like it's going to be a shaky game. It's going to be one of those where I know. Normally, I say we're going to be our own downfall. We're going to make mistakes. No, this is not going to be that game. I feel like this game is going to be where that we are going to be maybe outclassed in games, in parts of this thing. It's just we have to make sure that we stick to the way we want to play and don't go towards the pressure and don't. And at this point, I want us to forget about last season and don't remember what's happened between us two and what the rivalry we've had last season. And
not even just last season. How many? It's a lot of in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure it's quite a lot of defeats in a row, right?
We haven't beat them.
Not even beaten. I'm pretty beaten or drawn. I don't think he picked up any points against them since like 11 games or something like that in a row.
How do you see it going?
I think, like he said, I think they should win. Considering,
they should.
Yeah, like they should.
Okay, question, guys. Let's say we do win, right?
Yeah.
That's now 2 losses on a row for City, and I don't think
3 losses if you count the cup game as well. By the way,
how?
They lost again. Who did they get knocked out?
They came
out. Newcastle 1-0, but then they won midweek, so it doesn't really matter like that. But I'm trying to say 2 Premier League losses back to back now. Cool, they're gonna go on international break, but I haven't heard Man City lose 2 back to back Premier League games in a very long time now.
It's been
both are going to be away games if they do lose. What then? That makes us what?
I think since 2017 they haven't lost 2 league games in a row. Do you know how mad that is?
So what? That okay? We'll only be 2 points clear. Cool, it's not a big deal right now. But going like mentally, losing 2 games in a row. Knowing, and then this is going to show how important Rodri is to the team and certain players.
I just checked, by the way, it will be Kovacic and Nunes, most likely.
Yeah, I said I don't think they're going to play a strict DM, you know. I think it will be Kovacic, Nunes, and he might even just play Foden as a 10. Or play him in like a free roam position. Or Bernardo Silva there.
But I can't, this is where I hope he overthinks things. And where I think this is where we're going to see, especially Rice, our midfield quality, and what we have there right now.
I think it's more for you as well.
How do you think it goes? How do you think it goes?
Arsenal getting popped, bro.
You think they're getting popped?
Yeah. But there's the
when you say popped, are you talking about the scoreline or
tactically, innit? Like tactically popped?
Or do you mean like visually we're gonna get like actually done, or that is like a scoreline thing?
I think visually.
Yeah, I can see them visually getting done.
But at the same time, Kovacic and Nunes playing there, it allows like Arsenal to exploit like the half spaces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you know how you play with like, I don't know, 2 10s, 2 8s, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
If Havertz plays, if Vieira plays,
I don't think he's gonna Havertz will play in this game.
It'll be a very bold move if he starts Havertz in that game, you know.
But if you play Odegaard, Partey, and Rice, I think it might come back to bite you.
Why? How else would you make us set up?
No, only offensively.
No, because you're
it's a solid
as in breaking down the defense.
Yeah, it's a solid midfield.
I hear it,
but you know, in your final third, you tend to have like 5, 6 players
if there's one
in
thing
the final phase of the pitch, innit?
But then you're forgetting if we do have them two, for example, playing, it allows maybe our fullbacks like Ben White and Zinchenko to push higher up as well. Yeah, because we know we've got that defensive cover now.
It depends how he wants to play it, innit? Because it depends where he wants to load that attack, basically. If he wants to load it down on the wings. Because like you said, if Saka has a quiet game, does it really make sense?
A possibility is putting Jesus on the left and Eddie down the middle. And just like I'm bombing them down and then having them 2 strikers if we need it.
I can see that most likely happening.
Like that's the thing. Like right now we have a lot of options, which is to our advantage. It's at home. The crowd's going to be up for it. It's a 4:30 kickoff.
If you want to challenge for the league, you can't even draw. You have to win this game.
Of course,
you have to win this because, like you said, it's start of the season. We know how City are start of the season. They're open to dropping points, and then if you add on back-to-back losses. And the loss of Rodri, De Bruyne is injured. Like, this is the time to pounce.
And this is where we have to take advantage of their errors.
Especially because you lot have been playing well recently as well.
I would...
Like, as in, compared to, like, you know, the very start of the season where even I said, I was like, I'm not convinced by your performances, but you're getting results.
Yeah.
Recently, like, obviously the Champions League happened, whatever. But like in the league, it hasn't been. It's been a bit better.
I think we're compared to last season. I think only like 1 or 2 points off where we were last season.
But it still doesn't feel the same.
But the reason why it doesn't feel the same is because last season no one expected it, and this season everyone expected it.
Also, last season it was because it was just Arsenal running away with it at the start. City had dropped a lot of points at the start of last season, and no one else was even near. Anyways, all of us were dropping off last season.
But that's why, to go back to before, even though City have been losing games, it's like. Don't mean nothing. City always have slow starts.
Yeah, but like I'm just trying to think of it like from what can we do to show that we're ready now? Because if let's say we do lose this year, what's the difference between last season and this season? What's the point of us signing all these players and like?
And even when you look at it, bro, because obviously I know it was really late into the season when they played City, even for the first time, but it was such a turning point that they literally they can't afford to do it again. They can't afford to lose them at home again in this position because
and with international break coming up, going into that year,
it's
being above City, knowing that we beat them, having Chelsea away the first game when we come back.
But at the same time, I really think it's good for Arsenal.
And also,
like, even though I think you're gonna lose, I think for Arsenal to do well, to be seen as like the big club now, you have to compete in these games.
Yeah.
Because even if by the end of the season, Arsenal end up like not winning the league or whatever, even if they come close to it, whatever, it's like when you look over the past 4 or 5 years, the only teams that have competed and like compete with City in one way or another, has pretty much been Man U, but that's the derby or whatever. Pretty much Liverpool and Chelsea every now and then.
Tottenham,
in like cup competitions, innit?
Shut up, bro.
It's true, bro. What? Champions League, nah? Champions League. Those two should beat him like 4 times in a row.
Or because I remember we played you in all those finals as well. Yeah, you're right. But
so Arsenal need to do it to become that club.
What I was gonna say is it's interesting because the usual guys that you would expect to turn up for Arsenal and City are the people I expect to be quiet in this game. I don't expect a big game from Haaland. I think Saliba will have his number. I don't expect a big game.
That's why he's thinking about his FPL.
Saka, bro. No. Saka's. I don't think he's been that.
But he's been leaving there with something. Every game he's left with something.
People saying Saka's been Saka's stats this season are I think top 2 in world football or something. Or
in the league.
I think he's the only player in world football right now to have more than 5 goals and 5 assists.
He's been leaving with something pretty much every game. It's just he's been really quiet in the game. You can agree he's been quiet in the games, but he's been double team, triple team, like non-stop. It's peak. And he could have had more as well. Bear in mind how many penalties he hasn't taken as well this season.
Bro, he's given away 3 penalties, I think.
Yeah.
Apparently he's not taking away penalties anymore, Saka. That's what I've been hearing.
I ain't got a clue, G.
But what I was gonna say is I think if City win it comes from the wingers. I think Doku will have a big game. I think
this is time to shine.
That I mean he's been shining, innit? He's shown like a real winger ability. Like I don't think we're gonna see Grealish anymore.
He plays on the left, innit?
Yeah, he plays.
Ben White's got him, bro. Benny Blanco.
Yeah, sure. I mean you'll hope so, but like they say, games are won in the midfield, and I think if you look at those 2 midfields on paper, I would have Arsenal's over City's as of right now. Because when you know De Bruyne, no Rodri, it's not showing balance and it's not showing the quality that they used to either.
What's your score predictions? Can they go in? Actual score?
3-1 Man City.
Bro says it's going to be a thumping.
That's tight. Yeah, because if you're saying they pop them tactically as well, that's 3-1.
What are you thinking, Ishan?
I'm thinking just a clean, like maybe even a 1-0, just a 1-0 Arsenal.
Says. Yeah. I don't think we can stop that. I feel like they're going to score. So that's why I said 2-1. But I feel like if we do win, I feel like we're not going to be able to create chances like goal scoring opportunities. It'll be like either a set piece, a penalty, something like that to win the game.